Hi guys, welcome back to the shop, the new shop. Um, got got a lot of the equipment in here now. The riggers have moved it. It did not go as planned. Have some pictures to show you. They're unfortunately off my cell phone, but all the equipment is here now. The big equipment. You can see the mighty Wrong Fu is here, the lathe. I'll take you around the shop and show you where I've got things. They're all in their approximate positions. Trying to, get the workflow straightened out here, where I want things. And then after that, I'm going to have to start running power to where I want it to be. A lot of my stuff runs off 220, and there isn't a lot of it in here right at the present time. There's a couple 220 volt outlets, but most of them are 110. So once I get everything where I need it to be, I can start running power to those areas. Like I said, the move was very stressful. I had called a rigger about 3 weeks ago, and they were supposed to show up on Tuesday or on Wednesday, which was yesterday. I called them up on Monday, and they informed me that they weren't going to show up. Great. They didn't even bother calling me. So I had to scramble and find another rigger, because Wednesday, which was yesterday, we were supposed to get a big snowstorm. I called up a guy on Monday, and he said he could do it Tuesday, and it was either then or wait another couple of weeks. So I got up in the morning, and about 4 o'clock, and I drove to Massachusetts, and I started ripping apart the shop. They were supposed to show up at 9. They showed up at 8. So while I was taking apart the shop, they were basically loading it on the truck. They showed up with a big, huge flatbed tilting thing, and parked it in my driveway, which slopes towards the house. They parked it, they backed it in. And proceeded to load everything on there. They had the bed tilted down so that they could drive the forklift with the safe on there, and I'll show you that picture. And the last thing to go on there was the Honda. So, I got on the bike, and they pushed me up the ramp, and basically it was very tight. The rear wheel of the Honda was about a foot from the edge of the bed. And I was sitting there looking at the safe, which was sitting on a forklift that was chained to the bed. Unfortunately, they did not chock the wheels, and when they raised the bed, there was so much weight on it that it acted kind of like a big lever, lifted the drive wheels of the big truck off the ground, and it rolled backwards. It rolled backwards with me sitting on it, on the bike, and it rolled maybe 20-25 feet downhill, picked up a real good head of steam. I would say, I'm guessing it was probably going 15 or 20 miles an hour when it smashed into my garage. My garage is an attached garage, and if I didn't duck, I would have been squished between the roof of the garage and the forklift, which had the safe on it. The Honda slid backwards. It was on the center stand and I was sitting on it with the brakes locked. Slid backwards about a foot and came about an inch from falling off the back of the ramp. The truck hit the garage, smashed the entire front of it in. Pushed the garage and some of the house off the foundation. Ripped out the kitchen wall, ripped out all the supporting beams, tore the roof up, pretty much demolished the house. At that point, a lot of people started showing up. Building inspectors, appraisers, photographers, the gas company, the electric company. They ripped the wires off the house, they ripped the gas lines out. They essentially demolished the entire house. Fortunately, no one's living there anymore. We're all up here in New Hampshire. But the house is a total loss. I mean, I can't imagine that they're going to try to fix it. It is a real disaster. I expect that they'll just, basically buy it. Buy it and bulldoze it. But in any case, the new shop is essentially here. I've still got a few things out in the shop, some more metal stock and a couple of grinders and things like that I need to go out there and get, but all the heavy equipment is here. So I'm going to take you around and show you kind of how I got things set up tentatively. I'm still trying to kind of get things organized to where I'm going to work on some stuff, and once I get everything where I want it to be, I'll run some power from the fuse panel, the breaker panel over there, out to the appropriate areas. So let me just show you what we got here. And unfortunately this is all going to be handheld because I don't have any tripods here yet. So over here, the infamous safe in question, which is probably about 5,000 pounds. Got some stock here. This is about 10% of the metal stock that I have. I just had to throw this in my truck while I was waiting for those guys. Got a lot of tools here that have to go up on the pegboard. And of course the mighty wrong foo. Next to it is the lathe. And I started getting, there's some electronics, the DRO and the rotary table controller. Started getting my chemicals in order on the shelf, my tool holders. I've got the tool chest here. In some of these cabinets, I have hardware. About half of it. Yes, there was a slight spillage, which I now have to sort out. There's the bandsaw. These two tables here, I'm probably going to end up spanning these with a bench, some 2x6s or something, and just make a big bench that I can get around all sides of it. Grinders are going over here. I've only got the tool grinder here now. I still have to go get the other ones. Got the welding stuff next to the door. Arbor press and pneumatic press set up there. There's a there's a leftover plasma TV that we just don't have room for, and I'm thinking of sticking it up on that wall and using it for a big monitor for my computer, but that remains to be seen at this point. All the pneumatics are here because inside of this room is the compressor, and there's the panel right there. I'll probably end up replacing that with a bigger one. There's a furnace that heats up the whole house and the shop. So there it is, the new and improved shop. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I'm going to head down to Massachusetts this weekend and try to get more of the shop brought up here. Load up the truck with some more metal, and get the grinders and the last of the tools up here. And pretty soon we'll start making some things. Thank you to all my subscribers, especially the new ones, and thanks for watching.